really wanted to treat it with the utmost respect and dignity and, make it a great character story and make it a great World War II movie, and then also add this sort of special sauce on top of it.
Bet you sell 1 million copies.
I'd buy one.
Thanks, buddy. And Chase, I was thinking maybe me and you could team up. Use some of your pictures in it. That way, I won't get blown up.
I kind of think it makes sense that Dawson would step on a mine. It's horrible. It's really horrible that it happens to him. But yeah, Dawson steps on a mine.
That way, you get a cut of the profits.
And then he's gone.
13 Muller, take 2.
Mid-sentence as well.
That way, you get a cut of the profits and we get ourselves.
It's just to add insult to injury. He didn't even get to finish his sentence.
Not there.
He was there. And he wasn't.
Overlord is a very strange concoction because it is a war movie, but it is a horror film. It's an action movie, but it's also a drama. Julius did an amazing job walking this tightrope. Julius was the one who really did the heavy lifting and keeping this thing on the rails, and he really got the feeling of what the opening reel needed to be to set the table for then what becomes, I think, an incredibly bizarre, creepy, and freaky film.
What is that on it?
Looks like an eyeball.
That's not normal. Hey, turn off the fucking light. Jeez, sorry. God damn, it doesn't matter what it...
Party marker?
Kinda looks like a jackal. Satan's dogs. Patrol hell. Rip your spirit right out of your body and take it straight to the devil.
It's not a jackal. Where do you come up with this shit?
Church.
Hey, shh.
Mathilde Ollivier had sort of really big shoes to fill in that she's really the only woman in this movie because it is a World War II film. And so we needed somebody who could hold her own. And we found her actually in an open casting call in Paris. And she's obviously so beautiful, but just could be in any register and loved being on set and wanted to do all her own stunts and, has this quiet strength that I think really comes through in Chloe.
After everything she saw, everything's happened to her family, to the people around her. I put her like kind of a lion, which is going to be very, if she don't know you, now she don't trust anyone anymore. So she will be very, no, I don't know you. You're gonna have to own my trust.
Because they're pigs. I needed to make sure you weren't as well.
The project, it has been absolutely an amazing experience. Every time it has been like Christmas Day, really. All the location was just it's unbelievable.
We built this French village on the back lot, and I'd never experienced anything like it. You go to the back lot and it's just mud. They've got like where the house is going to be mapped out with some poles and some tape and stuff, and then you're like, oh yeah, all right. And then 6 weeks later, you go down there again and it's like, there's a village. And you're like, how did this happen? And it was so sublimely built. Like the painters and the carpenters and the people who do the finishing touches on these things, they build them out of material that would never hold a house up, but it's this kind of, they mold things. I don't know, not an expert on this, but you go up and you touch it and it's hollow, but like if you would stand that far away from it, it looks real.
When you look back at the French village, that was one of the first things that John designed and we put together as a team, because that was one of the first ones to have that finished and up and running was one of the nicest things. And to walk onto that back lot and feel within you're within a little French village, that was great.
Alles in Ordnung? Was machst du? Huh?
Pilou has to play a cold-hearted Nazi supervillain. He wanted to try and bring something a little more to the character of Waffner in a sense. He didn't want to make him one-dimensionally just evil.
I don't see it as unrealistic. I actually try to see it as realistic as possible. Every single film that I've taken on, I see them as a thing where you have to be as realistic and honest as possible. I'm not trying to create a supervillain who wouldn't be possible in the world we're living in.
We talked about, some characters that were in the Second World War, and one particular guy that came to mind was this SS officer who lived in a village, the occupied village, and he was a really upbeat, jovial guy, very polite, liked to wear sweaters and drink chocolate milk. And so, but he was also, in an instant, he would turn and he would just shoot you in the head and drink the rest of his chocolate milk. And that's how he played him. He was kind of sweet and gentle, but very, very manipulative. Instead of him busting down a door, we wanted him to knock politely on the door and sort of ask politely if he could come in. Yeah, it was very interesting to see him play it in a kind of unexpected, kind of friendly way. It's really unsettling.
J'étais occupée.
Tu fais quoi?
Je me suis occupée de ma tante.
D'accord.
61, take 2, Charlie Mark. B marker.
Set.
And action.
Is it bad?
No, you're gonna be alright, Chase.
Is it bad?
Chase,
No, you're gonna be okay. Is it bad?
Chase, relax. No. You're gonna be alright.
Don't let me die, okay?
You're not gonna die. You're gonna die, baby. Alright.
I don't feel good.
Relax.
The prosthetics team have done such a cool job on this. The bullet wound, they take a mold of your chest basically, and then they create another chest and just put it right over, and you couldn't see where your body began in this prosthetic start. But there's 2 bullet holes in it, and it was so real that when you would look down, like I would find it hard not to gag a little bit.
Chase's change in the movie. You start off with a guy that's really sweet, and the last person in the room that you would expect to be a threat, he ends up getting shot and dying, and you're sort of, at that moment in the movie, you're sort of crying. And then all of a sudden, he's resurrected, and you find yourself sort of laughing and kind of rejoicing, and then things become very terrifying and intense. And I think even though he's become something else, he's very human at the same time. Because we've been through all the human emotions in a short, brief time. Iain did such a great job at nailing that. He really understood that to be really afraid of this thing he becomes, you have to love him first.
I feel good. Where they put this prosthetic on you, and you've got bullet holes in it, and they've got these tubes that go up basically, and they squirt out the blood. I remember the whole time we were doing it, I was just dying for the toilet. But I couldn't get unconnected from the wires and stuff. We put up little less. So eventually we finished it, and I was like, ran down to the toilet. And as I started in the toilet, I noticed the tubes had been disconnected and they were just still dripping blood everywhere. So like, I'm standing at this urinal, doing the toilet, and there's just blood all over the urinal, all on the floor. And some guy just walks in the toilet and looks at me, and he's just like, I just didn't know what to, I couldn't, it was too long to explain. I was just like, yeah, I'm having a bad day. My head hurts.
What's wrong with him? I don't know.
61 Zulu takes him.